How can we recover our ability to imagine now that it's been beaten out of us?
So I think there's a two-part sort of responsibility we all have. One is that imagination, because it is in there and maybe just dormant a little bit, can be resurfaced simply by sort of committing yourself to doing it, right? So one of the things that triggers imagination is the breaking of patterns. So I live in New York City where, there's constant noise and, just people moving around and all of that. When I, go on a trip and find myself in some place that isn't as busy and loud as the city, right? My brain explodes, right? My imagination goes crazy. And you have to consciously put yourself in these situations that break the habits and the patterns that you get into, right? You can't will yourself and say, I'm going to be imaginative today. Like I'm going to come up with great ideas, right? That doesn't necessarily get you there. You need to, put yourself in these environments where all the other distractions and all the other requirements strip away. So one of the examples in the book, which is a little bit like forcing yourself, but not exactly, is what I call the 100 ideas test, right? So if I said, let's get together and we need a whole bunch of new product ideas, or we need a whole bunch of new ideas for how to, to cure cancer, or whatever it is, we'd get a bunch of good ideas, but maybe the first 25 or 30 would be kind of things we already had thought of, or maybe slight iterations, slight improvements. If I said, I need 100 ideas, I need at least 100 ideas, as you push past that initial sense of that brainstorm, it's going to get hard. You're going to come up with what you consider to be terrible ideas, or ideas that aren't new at all. And then at some point, right, you're going to push through that barrier. You're going to push through that fear that that's something that's already been done, or that won't be received well by the boss, or whatever it is. And once that happens, right, and you're sort of unlocked, amazing, new, different, radical, crazy, imaginative ideas are going to come out. The other side of that, the answer is we have to stop shutting other people down. We have to stop saying that's not how we've done it before. We have to stop saying that's a bad idea. How do you know something that doesn't exist is a bad idea? The only reason someone would say that is because they aren't using their imagination. So lots of people call, Elon Musk and the nerds at NASA, crazy and dangerous for trying to go to Mars, right? Well, how do you know? For all we know, waiting on Mars, is the cure for cancer and, the answer to, all of our divine questions. Who knows what's out there? I'd rather take a shot and explore it and see what happens than wonder, what happens beyond what we already know we can do.